If you've been paying attention to global military positioning over the past few months, you may have noticed something unusual. Carrier strike groups don't deploy quietly, and they don't move without purpose. Unusual movements of military hardware often precede significant global events. No explosions, no theatrics, just signals, if you know where to look. The tone here is calm but serious. The stakes, unmistakable. This film asks, what's actually happening between the US and Iran, and what it could mean? This is a clear-eyed look at a fast-moving conflict and the ripple effects that may soon reach your home. Unusual movements of military hardware often precede significant global events. In late January 2026, the United States initiated its most substantial military buildup in the Middle East since the 2003 invasion of Iraq. The deployment included 2 full carrier strike groups, advanced missile defense systems, squadrons of fighter jets. Such maneuvers are deliberate, costly, and highly visible. These actions carry immense weight. They are designed to project power, to deter aggression, and to provide commanders with a range of options, from calibrated shows of force to, if ordered, full-scale combat operations. The world watched as these naval assets converged on waters near Iran. The situation escalated dramatically on February 28, 2026, when the United States and Israel launched coordinated attacks across Iran. Codenamed Operation Epic Fury by the United States, the strikes targeted key military facilities and command centers. Iranian state media confirmed the death of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, plunging the region into uncertainty. The calm of posturing gave way to the reality of conflict, with consequences far beyond the theater. This film will explain the military dynamics at play, Iran's strategic importance, the nature of recent strikes, and their aftermath. Iran's significance is rooted in its geography, bordering multiple states. It holds long coastlines on the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. Critically, it sits beside the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most important oil choke point. Roughly 1/5 of global oil, about 15 million barrels per day, transits this narrow waterway. Any disruption, military action, blockade, or mining can jolt energy markets and global stability. Beyond geography, Iran leverages proxies to project power across the region, Hezbollah in Lebanon, militias in Iraq and Syria, and the Houthis in Yemen. A strike on Iranian soil can trigger actions across a vast arena, complicating any military calculus. Iran's nuclear program has long fueled sanctions, negotiations, and covert activity. Some argue strikes prevent a nuclear-armed Iran, others warn of provoking a dash to the bomb. Control over a vital energy artery, proxy reach, and nuclear advances shape the calculus. For US and Israeli planners, inaction may have seemed riskier than targeted action. However, Iran's strategic depth means any strike risks a wider, less predictable conflict. The joint US-Israeli operation was a demonstration of modern, coordinated warfare. Dubbed Epic Fury by the US and Roaring Lion by Israel. Not a blunt instrument, a series of precise, targeted strikes. Targets, leadership nodes, military command and control, and key infrastructure. The most significant outcome, the confirmed assassination of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. A move intended to create a power vacuum and sow regime confusion. Long-range bombers, carrier-based fighter sorties, barrages of cruise missiles, command centers, IRGC bases, missile production sites, and air defenses. The goal, blind and crippled defenses in the opening hours. In parallel, likely cyber operations to disrupt comms, radars, and critical infrastructure. Integrated kinetic and non-kinetic effects are hallmarks of 21st century conflict. While leaders projected a limited timeline, the risk of uncontrollable escalation remained high. Killing a supreme leader is an act difficult to de-escalate. It signals aims beyond punishment, toward political transformation. Iran's reaction was swift and widespread, waves of missiles and drones. Israel faced barrages aimed at population centers and bases, around 170 ballistic missiles, officials said. Tehran expanded strikes to Arab Gulf states hosting US forces. Bahrain, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, drawn in within hours. American casualties followed, prompting pledges to send more forces. Fog of war. 3 U.S. F-15Es were mistakenly downed by Allied air defenses. All aircrew survived. Inside Iran, 40 days of mourning declared, near total internet blackout imposed. Despite controls, some celebrated. Security forces responded with force. A monument to the republic's founder was toppled, revealing deep fissures in society. With tankers unwilling to risk passage, energy markets buckled. Brent crude jumped roughly 9% within hours. Regional exchanges suspended trading. European and U.S. futures slid as risk aversion spread. OPEC Plus approved only a modest production boost. Risk management over market flooding. Analysts projected U.S. gasoline up 10 to 30 cents quickly, with regional spikes higher. For most families far from the Middle East, the threat is indirect. Expect the impact first at the pump as global oil prices rise. Higher fuel costs affect personal travel and goods moved by truck. That can nudge broader inflation. Generally modest but noticeable. Shipping lanes are higher risk. Insurance rises. Some routes detour, adding time and cost. Temporary shortages can appear for specific items. Widespread empty shelves are unlikely. Cyber retaliation can cause localized, short-lived disruptions to utilities and services. Online banking issues, intermittent connectivity, and payment hiccups may occur. Operators typically restore services quickly. Awareness, not alarm, is key. Practical steps. Keep some cash on hand. Maintain a small buffer of essentials. Stock a few days of food and water. Ensure essential medications are on hand. Keep devices charged. Have a power bank ready. Agree on a family communication plan if networks go down. These are the same common sense steps you take for severe weather, a hedge against inconvenience. The practical response is calm, sensible preparation, not panic. For checklists and guides, visit tacticallyprepped.com. History shows that global conflicts rarely stay contained. The question isn't whether headlines will escalate, it is whether you'll be prepared for the ripple effects. Stay informed, stay practical, stay calm. Learn more at tacticallyprepped.com. May cooler heads, in the end, prevail.